Sneaky Tigger and Marie are going to give Marty her birthday present because we have to leave Lawrence sooner than the big party in the evening. Maria is injured from a wreck and her pain is getting worse. Anyway, this is being recorded.
Can you, I can't lift it.
You have to give it to her.
I can't lift it, husband. I'm sorry.
Here's your present. We're not going to be there at 5 o'clock.
Are you guys leaving by then?
We're going to leave about 1.
Oh, okay, but you are going out there, right?
Yes, we are.
Oh, okay.
So I'm giving her present now.
Yeah, I can't do it.
We decided this last night.
You made it?
No. Dave rescues angels.
Yeah.
We go different places, estate sales, or up there at Whitney and garage sales, and if it's got wings, angel wings, he takes it.
Uh-huh.
And then God tells him who to give.
Oh yeah, there's something on the back for you too.
I see it.
Can you read all that?
You didn't finish the date, you put 19 something.
It's the year 2019.
I know.
Ah, you're messing with me. I see that smile on your face. I like that. Still spunky at 90 years old.
Oh, I love that. That's beautiful.
Mm.
You can add it to your wall collection.
Yeah, I need to get a thing to, you know, they make little wire baskets like it sits in, down up to here, here on the wall, so it don't fall.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure we can figure out something. We'll take a look at it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for letting me back in your life a long time ago.
No problemo.
Did you just say like Mexican words?
I don't do that.
Huh? You said no problemo. That's not English.
I don't know. I don't know what it is. It just falls out.
So I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Let me set this down for you.
Let's go get home before the kids come in.
So tell me, where did you meet Robert Lee?
Husband, you got that A better. There you go.
Oh, look.
Try to do John a little low.
Because I don't know the story. I'm sure all the kids have heard the story for years. But I'd like to know it.
I didn't know there was any story.
Huh?
I didn't know there was any story.
Where'd you meet Robert Lee?
Down in Florida.
And what was you doing? Was you working? Huh?
Is this second up here?
Huh? I didn't hear what you said.
I was just joking with you.
Oh, I didn't hear what you said anyway.
No. We just went for a walk. Me and a friend that I roomed with, she wanted to go for a walk.
So you roomed with where you worked at? And what was you doing? Was you a nurse?
No, he was in the Air Force, but he was on the coast, on the beach. We went over there, there was a place there, I don't know the name, but everybody congregated out there on the beach. We went out and we started back home, we walked in. She said, let's just go in here. So we went in there. I couldn't get the bars, and I was ready to go, and she didn't go. I knew she was going someplace because she started taking money off her counter, you know, in the house. She said, I'm not taking money, are you? And I said, well, we're just walking, aren't we? She said, yeah. And she put that money in her pocket. And we went over there, and she was looking for a certain guy there. And,
So was it like an NCO club or something?
No, it was just a club.
Just a club?
And we were in there. So I wanted to go home. She said, I said, I'm going to call some of the kids to come take us home. Because she was in no shape to walk. And
Oh, 'cause she was drunk.
I think she was.
Well, if she couldn't walk, that means she was probably drunk.
She was giggling and having fun. And that used to disgust me to see if they do that.
See people get drunk.
I'm sure the camera there is aimed up at her face.
So I called a friend of mine in town because I didn't have any money with me. We were just going for a walk. And I said, send a taxi cab out here. Told her, she knew where I was, told her I was at because everybody knew that place.
Uh-huh.
So she sent the taxi there. And I had to just about drag her into the car.
You had what?
I just about dragged her into the car. And the taxi says, I'm going home again. He said, you can ride home with me. I said, no, I can't. I've got a car out here waiting for me. And she and her, and she's going with me. And so I just got her into the car and we left. And so he took me home and Robert was at the bar that night. And we were dinner.
He was do what?
Robert, he was up sitting at the bar that night.
Drinking.
No, he never did drink much that.
Okay, but you said he was sitting up there drinking.
Yeah. He always got around at least in one drink, you know.
And how old was you at the time?
Me? I don't know, I was 20-something.
21, 22?
That was in 1950. No, 50 I graduated. 51, 52, about 50, yeah, about 52. They all come. They came from Cape. They were stationed, had a boat up at Cape Canaveral.
Uh-huh.
So the only place you could get out into the ocean. And so they had to put the boat there. And sometimes they'd come up the coast and leave it there at their docks and watch here.
Uh-huh.
So,
So he was sitting at the bar and you walked up to the bar?
well, we walked up to the bar, we went there. I just had a drink there, waiting to see what was going to develop with her because she was giggling and carrying on. And this guy that she was making eyes at. And
Googly eyes.
he was dating a friend of ours from the hospital.
Uh-huh.
And she was going to get her in trouble.
Uh-huh.
So that's why I wanted to get up and get her home. I don't know, but Robert. Oh, we talked there for a little bit while I was trying to watch her, you know. And then the next thing I knew, he called me when we go somewhere.
So he figured out where you was at. Did you give him your phone number or he just figured out where you was at?
Oh, Fort Pierce wasn't that big at the time.
Oh, okay.
We're showing something?
Yeah. So, he had a nice car.
Do you remember what it was?
Yeah, it was a 48, I think it was 48, Buick
That's-
convertible.
Oh, that's one of them big ones.
First year they made them with the automatic steers on it, you know,
Uh-huh.
brakes and driver and everything. Total automatic and windows that slid up and down.
Huh. Car like that today be worth a small fortune.
Yeah, he was so crazy. And we got married in 50. I can't even remember the dates now. 51. It was 50 when I went to Florida. I graduated that. In January 51 I went to Florida. And all this stuff transpired in 1 year. We were married. And that was crazy.
So how long was it after you met him that y'all got married?
And I said, it wasn't very long. I didn't know, it was crazy. As I said, it's crazy. He was always going to the islands, taking supplies down there to build those proving grounds, they called it,
Uh-huh.
making for the capsules. So, I just got to where I couldn't stand not being around.
Oh, so you was passionately, madly in love with him.
I guess that's what you call it.
Uh-huh. What would you call it?
Same thing, I guess. I said, I guess. Anyhow, it was fun. Well, I did. And they used to say, after we got married, he went and turned the car off. He said, you just got this beautiful car, it runs good. Well, it's 2 years old. You don't have nothing if you don't trade it for 2 years. I said, that's all right, let's just keep it. I thought it was so nice to handle and everything.
Uh-huh. So did y'all end up keeping it?
Huh?
Did y'all end up keeping it? Did y'all end up keeping it?
Well, not too long.
Yeah.
We found, we had this house built
Where at?
in O'Galley, not O'Galley. It was O'Galley, Florida. It was, it's on the Highway 1 from the base, in between Fort Pierce and the islands.
Uh-huh.
What did I call them a while ago?
I don't know.
Um,
Oh, Cape Islands?
yeah, the Cape, something like
Cape Canaveral?
Cape Canaveral.
Well, isn't that where they launched the rockets for the spaceships?
We lost what?
That's where they launched the rockets
Oh, yeah.
to go to the moon, right?
Oh, you wouldn't, I wouldn't recognize it. When I went, after Robert died, I went down there to Florida to see Steve, my baby brother,
Uh-huh.
and two sisters. Nikki, it was his twin, flew in from Pennsylvania, and my sister Irene flew in from Ohio. They come down and stay with us. And we had a good time down there, but he was driving me all around trying to get me, show me places. And he said, you want to see the Cape? And he said, you haven't been there in a while. And I said, no. He said, you won't recognize it. And we went driving down there, and this place we stopped at. And I could go, I wonder when the hell he's going to the Cape. And we was in it, right there, and he's having the IDs, you know, so we could go through and look at things. I said, Stevie, we don't have time for that. Because it was really strict there.
Oh, as far as being able to get in?
Uh-huh.
So you had to have like military IDs just to get in. They probably
Pretty
checked them.
much.
They probably checked them real thorough before they let you in.
Well, we didn't go in.
Oh.
We just drove on down. We drove on down to O'Galley where this house was that we built. You wouldn't recognize it. We had banana trees across the back, and we had oranges and grapefruits in it, and plus the other kind of trees that grew around there. I don't know how much land we had there, about an acre, maybe, and it was all open, you know.
And that's where you and Robert Lee lived. That's where you had that house built?
Uh-huh. And we had it pretty plain, pretty simple for what we had. We had, you know, the fruit and the other things, but when we went back there, I couldn't find the place. Steve said, this is it. And it was just covered up in bushes, high. You couldn't hardly see that there was a house there. There was so much stuff all around it.
Huh?
I couldn't believe it.
So how long did y'all live down there?
was a pile out in the back, or some kids were digging something there, had it before. And there was an artesian well there. That's where we've got our water supply until we've got our new water line for the city.
Yeah.
And I get something around and forget where I'm talking about. But this one place where this Dickens was, it looked like turtle shells.
Turtle shells.
Somebody had pushed a turtle put it in there. They covered it up, you know, they were illegal.
Yeah, it's illegal to kill turtles way back then, wasn't it?
Yeah. So that's, other than that, it was a pretty nice place. I pretty liked it. I hated when we had to sell it, but he got transferred to Georgia when he came back in from overseas. And then he got into, I got his name in there on the papers that Robert had when he got out of service. Can't think of his name right now, but his name was on every household in Georgia then.
Huh.
He was a boss over that part of the Air Force. If LeMay, Curtis LeMay, he'd come in there. If he said he wanted this or that, nobody said, that's somebody else's. They just wrote it up. Curtis got everything he wanted.
Uh-huh.
He was that high up in that, what do you call it?
High up in the ranks.
Well, in rank, but mostly in, what I was trying to think of his position in the Air Force.
Uh-huh.
What he did, you know.
Colonel or general or...
Well, no, I'm thinking about, he was one of them, but I can't remember which one. But he had to say on everything as far as the country's, what do you call it?
I've never military, I don't know.
Is the country's ability to protect themselves.
Oh.
Whatever you're talking about. He said, that's why he said if he wanted it, he got it. Because he's the one with the most know-how in the service.
Mm.
He didn't make no boners either. Yeah, it's nice knowing that.
It's probably one person you didn't want to make mad.
I guess nobody did. People really liked him too.
So when did you move to Proctor?
Where?
When?
To where?
When did you move to Proctor?
Oh, when he retired in '62,
So he retired in '62, and that's when I was born.
June of '62.
And I was born in July of '62.
Yeah. We were there around when we come home. I don't know, it's still June or if it's July by the time we got to Proctor.
Mm-hmm.
But we bought that place while he was overseas. He said, I wanted to go, everybody was going to Germany or different places. I wanted to go visit some of the country too, but Bob was always saving his time, saving his money. We might need this someday. And then he had this major heart attack and they sent him, they kept him there till his tour was over, but they kept him mostly in the hospital too. And then we come home to Florida, to Washington State, where they sent him to. There. He was so worked overseas that he didn't know who he was and was coming or going. And his commanding officer told us, every now and then he'd have a wife's call. Instead of the commander's call, it'd be a wife's call. And he talked to him, he'd tell him. And one thing I particularly remember, he said, when these guys come home, he said, you don't hit them with what the kids did today or do this or honey fix that. You just get him his slippers and his robe and sit him down and give him his newspaper and a bottle of beer and wait for him to come around. He said, because he's been working hard. There's 3 men doing this job here in the station, a base this size that have about 13 men doing the same jobs.
Wow.
He says, they need your rest, they need your cooperation. I'll never forget that, Major Jelly. Well, anyhow, I wanted to talk about it.
So they had to pretty much declassify from their jobs to get back to their normal way of life.
And they sent him up to Washington State, made him first sergeant.
Uh-huh.
So where he was the guy that did all the maintenance of the outfit. And he just learned about this paper pusher there for a while, but he kept on having these blood clots in it after that. Then they had to change his medicine around. I went over there one night, it took me all day to talk him into going to the base, to the commissary. He went, I'll be all right. Finally, about 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, somewhere around there, he said, I think I'd better go in. And I took him in there, and there was this big old hulk of a sergeant in the dispensary. No, it wasn't a sergeant, he was a doctor. So he had to be more than that, he had to be an officer or something. And he said, help me here and talk to him. And he said, do you drive? I said, yes, I drive. I drove him over here. He said, well, I'm going to give him a shot of morphine and send him home. If he doesn't get over this, you bring him back. I said, wait a minute. I said, you're not going to do anything with him now?
Mm-hmm.
How come? No, I'm just going to give him a shot. He said, he's just anxious because he's had this before. I said, no, you didn't listen to him. He said, this is just like the one I had on the basics, it's just not as severe. Well, it's just the same.
What's up, Bonnie?
I said, no, it's
Have
not
a
the same.
seat.
If you know him, you know
I
him.
warmed it up.
We went round and round, finally, I said, let's get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
We started to the door. And then, yeah, they got him home, and I sat up all night with him. Finally, about 6 o'clock, 7 around there somewhere, he willingly got into the car and went back over to the base. And he hadn't admitted. I told him who his doctor was. And so they called him up and said, yeah, admit him right now, and started giving orders. And so whenever he came in, I went and talked to him. And I said, I'll never forget this. I said, I spent all night trying to get him out here, and then Kevin had got it, and he wouldn't do nothing but give him a shot of morphine. I said, he just didn't want to treat him. And I said, I just don't like it. And he said, that's all right. Anytime you bring him in here, you tell him to stand for me. I'm his office. He said, we'll take care of it. He said, he had no right to send him home. And I said, he had a right to listen to what I said to him, too. That's my dignity. He wouldn't listen to what I had to say, or he treated him differently. Well, you won't have to go through that again. He said, you just come to me.
How were the girls yesterday?
That's something that you
Yeah,
didn't
because
get in
they,
that service,
well, they
too.
actually
That
did
kind
better
of
than I
treatment.
thought. They were kind of whiny,
But
right?
he did.
Oh.
They did everything they could for Robert. They
I
did
see.
wrong
For
to
me to
him.
get them.
Took care of it, and then
But
he got
when
the
we got out
sister.
there and they got to play and they had a real
At
good
that time,
time,
he still had
they
this.
cried,
And
she
yeah,
didn't
he
leave.
came home.
Mm.
Who cried?
Down through and,
Yeah.
Because Gabe and mom rushed down to Marianne's to get the
Uh,
chickens last
it
night.
was-
I hope they survived the
it was
night.
hot, and then he started out. And that evening, it was getting cooler and cooler.
Because there was some,
I said, Robert, before it got cooler, I said, let's stop and take a motel. This baby's got sunrise, heat rash on her.
Yeah.
And she's crying and she's upset.
and they've got their.
It's just too much on her.
And who was the baby?
Yeah.
Gina,
Gina?
yeah, and, he said, we'll go a little further anyhow. He knew where he was going and I didn't, that's what it was, and he was tickling him. So, we started in Colorado, and the main called Denver. we started starting into the hills that come out. Denver was on the side, other side,
Uh-huh.
and we went down that hill. And I just started to think on that. So anyhow, we started in the hills and got up, got too far in there. I started digging around for quilts and sweaters, whatever I could
Because
find.
it got cold, right?
Boy, it's cold.
Huh?
He just laughed. He said, "You didn't know this, did you?" And I said, "Did you?" He said, "Yeah, I bet you did many a time." Yeah, it was funny. But anyhow, the kids, they slept in and got warm and slept. And yeah, the next morning we come down in Colorado, what did I say?
Denver.
Colorado.
Yeah, Denver.
Yeah, it's north of, I think that's north of the spring. I think what was the Colorado Springs. But, we come down that side, and I don't know, it didn't take too long to get from there to Blackwell. We could be stopped there, see Walter and Lucy for a while. But we had this house to come to, we didn't have to come home and hunt for a place to live and all that, with these kids and all. It was nice.
So the house you came to was in Proctor.
Yeah, we bought that, it was next to his, pretty close to his daddy anyway. Just a section line between us. We bought that while we was overseas.
Oh, so he bought it while he was overseas, still in the military.
Yeah, it came up for sale and Papa told him about it and I said, "Just buy it for me." So we sent him the money and we bought it.
Okay. So you want to go take a shower now?
I might, I don't know. It's only 10 o'clock.
I'll fix them to leave and go get stuff before I go